Right now, this is a tutorial, not really a tutorial, but okay, it's a tutorial about how to set up an outline. Now, most of you guys do a fairly good job at outlines, but they could be better. Okay, let's be honest. So, let's see. 1 second. I'm going to go over here to Files. Yeah, I've just finished grading your annotated bibliographies before doing this. And let's go to Full Outline. So, I provided this document for you guys so you could see what a full outline looks like, okay? But a lot of folks didn't quite understand what I was talking about this, and so I'm going to show you how to. I actually want it to look a lot like this, okay? I don't understand why it's hard, but it's hard. So that's okay. I don't mind. So here's that. This is just in Files. But over here, I've already started setting this up. And we're going to do some of the same things that you saw before. Now, I've already... I expected to get comments from you guys in the video, the last video, that I didn't put in the file name correctly for the annotated bibliography tutorial, but I've got it already set here. Now, I've already formatted the page numbers just to get that out of the way. And so right here, I'm going to go ahead and start doing the rest of it. Now, first, I'm going to tell you I do a lot of things by keyboard commands, not the mouse, or I do both back and forth. The reason is the first computers didn't have a mouse or mouses. You don't call them mice, it's mouses. The earliest computers didn't have them, and you did everything with keystrokes. And so I'm used to doing that because I first started programming back then, and so I'm still used to. So the first thing, this is Mac command, so Command A. In a PC, it's Control A. That selects everything, and then we're going to go over here, do Times New Roman, and then we're going to do this. So we've got the font in there correctly. We're going to go over here, and we're going to put it at double. Also, we're going to, like I said, come over here to custom spacing and make sure there's nothing before and nothing after. I don't want any weird spacing in here. Okay? Now that that's all in here, we go through a review, make sure everything is spelled right, and everything looks pretty good. And we're going to select this. All I did there was hold down the Shift key and the down arrow. We center it, and there we go. Now we can start doing our outline. Now I want you to look at this outline. In your outlines, there will be 6 parts. Okay? So I'm going to come up here, letter A, space, like that. Automatically, Google Docs, and I think Word, when all you do is do the capital A, period, and then a space, it does that automatically. So watch this. See, all I did is I just hit backspace to there, hit enter, and it automatically does that. And so I'm going to go over here, do the same thing, and I just quickly do. See, I'm not even using my mouse. Okay? So all I'm doing, see, I come to the front, backspace, hit enter, and then same deal here. Last thing. Okay. So now I have those things in their basic outline form. A, B, C, 3, all the way to F. Now, there are some sections that go here. See how I did that? All I did, remember I'm not using the mouse, okay? I used the tab key, tab, okay? Now, this is a 6-part essay, so there is a little bit of difference here. See where it says thesis? I don't want you to put your thesis here. If you want, you can, but I don't want it. I'm not going to take away points for it, but it works better when you get it later on, okay? But in right here, there is going to be, you put in your subject, and then stakes. Now, with this, where it says subject and stakes, there are going to be, my guess is you will want to include maybe 2 sentences each, and then keywords, okay, space, period, and then space, goals, like that, period. And then I'm going to copy and paste this, Control C, like that. And see, I'm still not using my mouse. I'm doing all of this just using keyboard commands. Okay. So now I can insert my keywords whenever I want. So I'm going to tell you right off the keyword. If I were writing the Faulkner essay, you know, so space right here, first one, sins, and next I'm going to put Faulkner, because I want to make sure that those 2 appear in each paragraph that I write. So I make sure to include that. See, I'm manipulating everything just with, you know, keystrokes. It's not magic, it's cool. You can watch tutorials on just how to do this. It actually saves time. The mouse slows you down. Okay, so there we go. I've got keywords in there. Introduction. Intro. So the goal I'm going to put in here, introduce the idea of the great American sin. Okay, so that's the goal there. And so do you see how that works? Right here, review of literature. So I'm going to do paragraph 1. Okay. And then I'm going to come back up, copy. So, now you guys know that the review of literature is very similar to the narratio. However, I want to be very clear that it is not the same as narratio 1 or narratio 2 that we had in the 4-part essay. Some of you guys are getting confused. This basically, I'm going to do something real quick because these are paragraphs, so they have their own keywords and goals. These paragraphs are basically here to define clearly what the subject matter is. Okay? That's it, all it is. Okay? And each one is going to have different requirements. Okay? But they are going to be set up very much the same way. Oops. One second, it's being silly. And, oh, right. Claim. And then right here, quote. Okay. And then these two are repeated over here as well. Actually, let's do this. Context, and then enter, and then this one right here is analysis, and this one right here is interpretation. Okay. All right, so that's what those paragraphs require. And I'm just going to copy it. So Control C. Come over here, and it didn't work, did it? All right, so we're going to do this. Control V, there we go. And we're going to do the same thing over here. By the way, if you want to know what time it is, your time, it is 2:16. My time, it is 16 minutes after midnight. And I am a little tired. Okay. And then right here, for support paragraphs, let's go ahead and do those real quick while we're looking at it. How many are we going to do? Paragraphs. Remember? I don't want you to do that many, so 5 to 6. So I'm just going to plan for 6 right here. Okay. See, just setting it up. I'm actually, when I write outlines, I do all of this first just to get it out of the way so I can just, now I know where to just copy and paste information. So I would just copy and paste information straight from my double entry journals. Okay, so Control C. And if you guys set up your double entry journals right, these will just copy and paste, really simple. There's only a little bit more work that you'll have to do since you already have those double entry journals set up. Okay, there's all that. Oh, there's another thing we have to do. Each paragraph is going to have this. So your support paragraph, see where it says support? It has the keywords and sins there and all that garbage. It doesn't belong here. It belongs, oops, right there. And so we just make sure each one has that. Now remember, each paragraph has its own goals. But each paragraph also shares common keywords that I will use in each one. Okay. Now where it says counter argument, technically a counter argument is just another support paragraph, but it shows what goes in there. So I'm going to go over here and copy this. See it right there. And we've already got the keywords and all that crap in there. And then we're going to go back up, and now we're going to work on the mapping. So in the mapping, there are 3 things that have to go in here that you need to plan ahead of time. So the first one, this is the thesis. Okay, and the next one is the mapping. Now I know you guys are struggling with the mapping, but the mapping needs to be a single sentence. It can be a complex sentence, but it still needs to be a single sentence. And then right here, transition. All right, so we got all that in here. And then we're going to come down here to the end, and we're going to do topic sentence. Restate. Oh, no. What are we going to do here? Review the work done by the support. Compare to counter argument. And then I'm going to put a slash here. Show counter argument. Hyphen. I'm tired. Is wrong. Okay. Then right here, restate. Thesis. What did I do? I spelled some. This is when you get the mouse. So first time I've used the mouse. Compare. No. Sometimes. Restate thesis. And then stakes / WTF. Why is this important? And then F. expand to my larger world. And what I mean by that is who I am as a person, as opposed to the entire globe. And last, possible opportunities for further research and scholarship. All right. So right here, you can see, so now I'm playing with the mouse again. Everything else I did before, I wasn't doing the mouse. And so as you're going through, it's all ready to go. This is how it should look. Okay? Now, in case you were wondering, this one is going to have more, so I'm going to do subject. So let's do stakes part 2, number 2, or number 1, and then this one is stakes number 2. And then right here, this is the transition. And so this transition has to flow smoothly between, the introduction and the review literature. Keep in mind, you need to keep that introduction short. All right, this is what I'm looking for. Okay, so if you still don't understand, all three of these paragraphs equal a narratio 1. Okay, I know some of you guys got that stuck in the head, and mapping is the same as narratio 2. It's still different, but it's basically the same. But see right here, these paragraphs right here, this review literature. In this review of literature, let's change this. Oops, I didn't want that. Okay, review of, so you better understand, review of the subject I discovered in Anna Holmes' show. Okay, that shows what the purposes of this is. Basically, the whole point of the review of literature is to review and expose the subject I discovered in Anna Holmes' variety show. There we go. That tells you the whole point of what's happening in the next 3 paragraphs. Okay? And then right here, you've got your mapping, says what's going to be happening next. And then all of these are going to be researched from other sources to prove my point about Anna Holmes and the subject I discovered. The conclusion then, not the conclusion, the counter argument is going to show what other people are saying. Now, this is where I'm going to do this. Possible double quote paragraph. So if I were going to do this as a double quote paragraph, watch this. I'm going to show you how you do it. Pivot. Do you remember what a pivot is? It's a short sentence, okay, that takes you from one thing to another. And then right here, this quote right here will be the central quote from Holmes. Okay? And this is a strong quote from key research. Okay, that's it. All right. And, there's another thing you have to do right here. Tie both quotes together. And then the last one, that goes in with the double quote paragraph, is transition, to the conclusion. Okay, so there's the outline for a double quote paragraph. It should look like that. So context, quote, analysis, interpretation. Actually, you don't have to do interpretation. There you go. Interpretation. We're going to do this. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. I made a small mistake. There we go. Interpretation of both quotes in how they interact or work together. So, this quote right here, the counter argument shows, so I'm going to give you a real quick thing right here. So in the claim, you're going to say, on the other hand, that's a good way to start your second sentence, in there. And then in the pivot, however, Holmes disagrees with that idea. Okay? And that's how you get back into this double quote. So here's basically the counter argument quote. And then right here is where you pull it back to Holmes. However, Holmes disagrees. So you show the fight between the counter argument and Holmes, and then you bring it back in here. So what am I expecting from you? So that's the whole outline. That's the entire outline. For the whole paper, you just have to copy and paste everything in. So for this assignment, I don't require all this, so I have to go back up. Okay, let me show you what I require. For this first assignment, I don't require all this other stuff. Okay, so you do the mapping. Okay, the 3 paragraphs here, and the introduction. That's all you have to do. Okay, and then this other stuff you don't do this time. How's that sound? I mean, it's still 5 paragraphs of outline you have to do, but most of it you're going to be copying and pasting from your double entry journal. Now, in the double entry journal, you have 6 quotes to choose from. The very strongest and best quote from your double entry journal, save it. Include it in the double quote paragraph in the counter argument. Okay? But the other quotes, of the 5, choose 3 of them to go right in here, and then copy and paste your context analysis over, and you can copy and paste your keywords over to here, and then all you have to really do is write what is going to go in your introduction and in the mapping, and then your interpretations. And maybe a short phrase, nothing long, about the claim. Make sure you have your goals listed. I want to see your goals. Okay? That's not too bad. All right? That's what I expect for your counter argument. All right? And I know you guys are like, oh my gosh, not counter argument, for your outline. And I know you guys are like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of work. However, almost all of you wrote very good double entry journals. And so you can copy and paste things from your double entry journal straight into here. Most of the work is already done. All you'll have to make sure and do is include the interpretation. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you very much. I hope this tutorial helps you. It's not hard. I'm learning how to do tutorials. This wasn't hard to do. Anyway, it's now, according to my clock, in your time, it is 2:31 a.m. Hopefully, most of you guys are asleep. I probably get to spend an hour editing and uploading this thing to YouTube, but I'll be in bed soon too. Anyway, you guys I'm a little breathless because I'm really tired. Anyway, you guys have a very good night. Have a good sleep. Work hard. Turn stuff in. Do well in your other classes. And just work hard here. I'll see you later. Bye.